Good evening. Welcome to the locker room. Glad to have you with us tonight. And Mr. Quinter, good to have you with us again.
Glad to be here, bud.
It's always good to have you in the studio here and not out on some.
Yeah, here we go.
Huh? You know.
Don't say it. Just because we got some guests sitting here, don't go bragging.
Oh no,
They'll figure it out eventually. It won't take them long.
I think they already have.
This young man's from Clinton. I'm gonna track him down and I'll tell him the true story when I catch him later. So
high school baseball, softball, soccer.
Winding down a little bit.
Winding down. In fact, as we speak tonight, there'll be some championship games played, and moving on to some regional play, and our local area is thinning out.
Yes. And I seen last night on TV, I know we've, in the last couple of weeks, I've mentioned it anyway, about Farragut, seen where Hardin Valley knocks Farragut off last night, I believe 5-3.
Probably the biggest win in Hardin Valley baseball school history. They started at 5 tonight in the championship game, so Farragut has to win twice tonight to win the district championship.
Well, to come out there, what are they, about like the 3-time state? Have they won it about 3 times in a row?
Yeah.
3 or 4 maybe?
Farragut's probably
won it a bunch.
I'm going to say they've probably won 6 out of the last 10.
That's why I was saying that. They've won a bunch,
yeah.
so to knock Farragut off, you've really not, I mean, it's sort of like in girls softball to beat Gibbs and some other people.
And Gibbs has lost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah, Gibbs has lost in softball. So it's just goes to show you don't stay there at the top. Oliver Springs girls are still in the hunt from a softball standpoint. Midway girls are still in the hunt. Grace Christian girls and boys are leading in the
CAK too in baseball right anyway. I know I seen them talk about them last night.
Catholic defeated Kingston, and Kingston had a pretty good year in baseball. So you've got locally tonight you'll have Oneida and the winner of the Wartburg and Oakdale game last night in that championship game, and then you'll have Grace Christian will be playing Greenback tonight. So
it's winding down.
It's winding
about
down.
State tournament time.
It's winding down.
Winding down.
Lots of other things going on in the area. UT playing baseball as we speak, playing Belmont tonight, and Belmont had 84 errors so far this year.
That's me. It's Tennessee.
84 errors. Had 2 in the first inning tonight. Allowed Tennessee to score 2 runs, and they were talking about a shortstop had 24 of those errors. So the backup shortstop.
Do they not?
Must not be
good.
He must be redshirted or
something's wrong.
Or he must have had 28 errors
yeah.
or something.
That's what it sounds like.
But you start having that many errors up the middle, and you're not going to win very many games, are you?
Nope. Up the middle's got to play.
You
expect a few every now and then from third. I mean, just because it's a hot corner, but shortstop's got to be pretty good.
We had some local folks. The District 3A All-District softball team, Katie Hall from Harriman, Taylor Sells from Harriman, Peyton Kelly from Midway, Abby Higgins from Midway, Jade Rose from Midway, and Katie Somm from Midway, and Reagan Hall from Midway, Darren Green and Bailey Young from Rockwood. We had some tennis players on the all-district team. Rockwood had 5 members. Drake Long selected to the #1 singles squad.
Drake.
Who would have ever thought Drake Long would have been a tennis phenomenon?
That's what I said. Drake.
Jared Lemons was on the #2 singles team, and the girl was Alex Patterson was named to the #2 singles team. In doubles, Tanner Green and Josh Sperling to the second team, and Lemons, Patterson, Shelley Edwards, Madison Meduski, Christina Long, and Blake Kelly made it to the district tournament. So lots of tennis going on. Rockwood soccer team defeated Fulton 4-3 in district play So lots of things going on. Lots of things going on. Had a huge golf tournament in Rockwood this last weekend, the St. Jude Golf Tournament. This was a couple years ago. This was 14th. I think this might have been 16 or 17. Had 87 teams playing. Started on Thursday. Most teams ever. And Greg and Mike Hill sort of keeping the St. Jude's tournament going as their dad Glenn Hill actually first started the St. Jude's fundraiser down there, and so now they have a huge committee that pretty much works.
Is that
all
the one
year.
that Peabody helps with?
Peabody helps a little bit.
Does Peabody golf though?
Peabody quit golfing a couple of years ago, but when Peabody played, he said that his drives just soared and soared.
Okay.
But it was always noted that Peabody would always put his golf balls in an egg carton, and he'd put them up on the defroster, turn the defroster on so that it'd be really good and warm when he got ready to play golf and when the weather was a little cool out. So he was an illegal golfer.
Illegal golf.
If you can imagine that.
Well, did him and Mike Richardson play together?
Yeah.
They used to play together?
Used to play together.
But that was probably a tough tandem to beat right there.
They could kill the grass. Now they had worm burners and all the way around.
Yeah.
Either. Of course, Richards played from the left side, so you can imagine that.
Yeah, that's awkward right there within itself.
2 gloves.
Did he wear 2 gloves? I was going to say, did he wear 2 gloves?
Oh, yeah.
2 gloves. What about Peabody? Did he wear 2 gloves too, or did he just go no gloves?
No, Peabody.
He's old school.
He's old school.
Old school.
Yeah. No golf shoes.
Just wore tennis shoes or
shoes.
wingtips.
Well, it didn't help him.
Didn't help him in.
Didn't help him. But that's.
Did he wear his Tennessee? I know what he wore. Indian moccasins he wears.
He's been
Tennessee
known,
coat.
He's been known to wear them, and but now Ledford was a legend on the putting. He could putt. He could putt somehow.
Okay.
But
if you say so.
That's a great tournament. A lot of folks, good fellowship, a lot of fun, and they probably will.
They raise a lot of money.
Raise more money than they've ever raised tonight, and actually tonight is their sort of wrap up committee meeting, and so they will. They'll have in fact, we may call and get a report a little later here and see if they've.
Well, I know Peabody works hard on that, or used to.
Peabody works hard on it, and they probably have a committee of 30 people working on that thing. And,
wow.
And it takes a bunch when you start putting something like that together.
Yeah, with 80-some teams, that's a lot of teams. That's a lot of teams.
On a 9-hole golf course.
On a 9-hole golf course.
Yeah, it's.
Is that all that is 9-hole where they play?
Yeah.
I thought it was 18.
No, it's 9-hole golf course.
Do they play 18 that day or just play 9?
Play 18.
Wow, you're putting 87 teams on 9.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They start on Thursday, see, and Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So they have to continue to expand it. But golf course was in great shape. Duke Spradling and guys down there all did a great job, and Eric and Ratchet and all of them had the course in great shape. So it all goes. And I would venture to say that over the years they're probably close to having raised $1 million for St. Jude's.
Wow.
So congratulations. We got a little racing atmosphere here tonight. Got a young man from Clinton. So you being the NASCAR expert from Channel 12, I'm sure that you've probably somewhere in his career have played a role.
I've heard about him, but that's it. I don't know too much about him.
He's stayed away
he's
from
really smart if he stayed away from me. We'll find out about him here in just a little bit, though.
Okay. Paul Nogradi, Jr.
Don't forget the junior.
Junior. Well, his daddy told me.
His
dad's pretty emphatic that we get the junior in.
Get the junior in.
So
let's just call him, because that last name's pretty tough.
No.
Let's just call him Junior.
No. Nogradi?
Yeah, Junior.
Nogradi?
Junior sounds better than me. Paul Junior.
Well, I mean, you know.
That way we don't mess his back name
We're going to take a break.
And when we come back, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go racing, boys. Darrell Walters.
See, what does he say?
We're going to go racing.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Let's go racing, boys.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
What makes Reno stand apart from the competition? Reason number one, personal service. Whether you come in or call in and place an order, our experienced staff knows your sport and your school, and we'll help make your purchase easier. Reno Sporting Goods.
When kids in Rockwood are hungry, they come to Kids Cafe. Every Monday from 5 to 6:30 at Rockwood Housing Authority. Kids Cafe offers food and friendship for kids aged 3 to 18. Kids Cafe always needs volunteers to provide, prepare, and serve meals. If your community group, church, or neighborhood organization is interested in helping feed Rockwood's children by providing on-site food preparation, serving, or making a cash donation, please call Jennifer Watson at 865-354-9841. The doors are open at Kids Cafe, Mondays from 5 to 6:30 at Rockwood Housing Authority, 320 Carpenter Street, just off North Chamberlain Avenue.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to
Treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. Rome Metals Group treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Harriman and Rockwood.
You demand good old-fashioned service from your pharmacy, and at Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood, we not only give you great hometown service, but we treat you like our family. Live and Let Live Drugstore is now your source for great candy by the pound, too. Live and Let Live is also a great place for Time and Again candles and wax burners, Elizabeth Arden cosmetics and fragrances, Walter Powell hand-carved birds, and Contented Heart handmade soaps, lip balms, herbal teas, and more. We also have great gift baskets that can be made to order.
Visit us at Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood. Let us be your hometown pharmacy.
The Oak Ridge Rowing Association is a local nonprofit organization. Its membership includes rowers and rowing enthusiasts whose goal is to promote the sport of rowing. The boathouse and its beautiful venue located on Melton Hill Lake attracts tens of thousands of rowers every year from all across the globe. Aura teaches a variety of classes including Learn to Row, high school, and master's programs. With something for everyone ages 12 to 112, Aura encourages you to come try this awesome sport today.
Since 1987, Reno's has been providing East Tennessee with superior uniforms and equipment. With in-house screen printing and monogramming, we provide professional custom gear for athletes, coaches, and supporters. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
Welcome back to the locker room, joined now by Paul Nogradi
Junior.
Jr.
Hey, this is like
And,
the Fox the hotel. You know they have on Fox, so the Hollywood Hotel.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the Hollywood Hotel.
I get all the hard names and you just follow through with the easy
fine.
ones?
Yeah, I can be
That's
Michael
okay.
Waltrip in this one.
Oh, you can't either. You have to get you a hairpiece.
Well, get me a hairpiece in. That's something you need to buy.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I wouldn't do that
appreciate
to
it.
you. Paul, welcome.
Thanks for having me on tonight.
And tell us a little bit about how you got started in racing and where you race.
Well, we started racing go-karts when I was about 9 or 10. All started, I used to go with my older cousin, and I just really loved it and had a real knack for wanting to race. We finally got a go-kart when I was young, and we had a lot of success in the go-karts. We won a couple, 4 or 5 state championships over the years, and then we started moving up to Legends cars, and then moved up to the late model stock division at Kingsport, and raced there for 3 or 4 years, and have recently taken our travels to Nashville Fairgrounds in Nashville, Tennessee.
When you run Legends cars, where'd you run them at?
We raced at 411 in Newport.
Uh-huh.
We ran a couple of traveling series. Briefly, we went to Lanier and went down to Huntsville.
Did you ever race at Charlotte? The Legend cars at Charlotte?
We never ran at Charlotte. They do have a very big series that races at Charlotte, though.
Yeah. Tell us some of the names that you've raced against in the Legends and stuff.
When we race go-karts, we raced against Trevor Bain. I'm sure you've heard of him.
Yep.
You know, he's in NASCAR now.
Out of Knoxville.
We raced with him, and as far as other big names, Blake Jones won an ARCA race. We raced with him at Kingsport in the late models, and you know, we're just really having a good time with it right now.
Good time. Takes a lot of money, doesn't it?
It does. We're fortunate enough. We have some very good help this year. We've got Atomic Speed Shop out of Oak Ridge. We've got Little Nicky's New York Pizza over in Solway that's helping us out this year. And then we've got some great guys that help us out, our crew guys, and other people that help along too.
How many people does it take to, I mean, I know you got your family involved. How many people actually helps you on any given Saturday night that you go? How many people's running with you? You got
We probably take about 7 or 8 people with us.
You change tires during your races, or are they short enough you don't have to change tires?
Our races are short enough we don't
You don't have to change tires?
So you don't have to have a pit crew.
Well, we've got guys that help us out in case we have a flat, but we don't plan on pitting is the plan.
They run short enough, you're probably running what, 50 laps?
40 to 50 laps.
50 laps, maybe occasionally have a 100-lapper, occasionally if it's something big.
What does it cost to enter one of those races?
Well, your tires cost about $500 for a set. Then you've got your normal expenses of fuel and getting in the gate. You're easily looking at around $1,000 a weekend.
So what's the gate?
Well, you got to pay your pit passes.
So that's only
that could be
fee?
that could be 35.
It's about
or
$30 per person to get
40.
in.
I mean, you hide some in the trunk.
No, we try not to.
No, but tell you what they're going to do.
We try to play by the rules.
What they're going to do. They're going to put a band on you, and they're going to look for that band. If you ain't got that band, you ain't going to be in there very long. Okay? That long. Okay. Let me ask you, what kind of tires you run?
We used to run Hoosier racing tires.
You running what is it?
American
racing tire now?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I thought you was going to say used ones.
No.
No.
I didn't know the exact name why I asked that, because I was at a dirt track here not long ago. Everybody was raising stink because they normally run the racing tires. You just talking American racing tires. They was making them run Hoosiers because it's a Hoosier event. So
we've had good luck out of the American racer tires this year. We've only ran 2 races on them now, but they seem to last a lot longer and not give up like the Hoosiers would in that initial.
Now my grandson works at the Hoosier place after school there in Clinton, because one of the distributor places is right there in the industrial park. The Hoosier building is. He works there.
So Hoosier makes regular auto
they make
tires
a dirt.
too?
They make a dirt. I don't know if they make a regular auto tire or not. I'm not.
So
It's a racing tire.
So just
all I
racing
know is
tire.
they have a racing tire, and it's mainly they're pretty big in the dirt track series. Is where they're pretty big at. It's the dirt and some asphalt stuff. I don't know who else runs Hoosier. I don't know if there's any of the other series that up from him going up the ladder if they run it, but they got a little competition right now.
They
so.
do.
I've heard a lot of people say about the American racer tire are doing good, and a lot of people was complaining that night I was there. That's all right, they can complain, but if you're going to run in those series that's paying $10,000 to win, then you got to run what they tell you to run. That's just part of the rules.
Part of getting in, and so it's a $30 pass plus Hoosier tires.
If he blows one out, he's got to go get one. If he wants the new tires, I mean, depends on what he's running.
You got to
How
put
long?
new tires
Let me ask you a question. You don't cause any problem. How long does a set of tires last you?
Well, if we could afford it, we'd put a new set of tires on it every time it went on the racetrack.
That's what, about 250 a tire? About 250?
150-ish, a little over that.
Yeah.
So have we been successful?
So far this year, we've had very good luck. We finished second in both of our races. We raced this past weekend at the fairgrounds. We started on the outside pole, took the lead on lap 8, I believe, and led till 26 or 7. Got a little excited about taking the lead and kind of burned the right rear off of it a little too early in the race. And we ended up finishing second, though.
Well, good. Not bad.
So,
who's these 2 guys over here? They your handlers?
Yeah, we got my dad over here and Rick Gann. He's our tire specialist. And
why did he let you burn that right rear off?
Well,
let me tell you. Do you have a radio system you talk in?
We do have radios.
You allowed to use them?
Yes.
In your series?
My dad spots for me. So
spots for you? So he caused you to wreck any? Because you're getting any wreck?
No, he does pretty good.
We use walkie-talkies?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
earbuds and ears.
They have a head. He's probably got a headset on. He talks in it. That's quite expensive too. It's not. Listen, I don't know what's the motor run in your series. What's a new one cost? We're gonna buy a new one today.
I'd hate to think of the price. I don't know.
I can tell you, I sat at a dirt track. It's been a couple weeks ago, and I asked the guy, car-wise here, if you sit in a car, you're looking at over $100,000. Easy.
Now those dirt.
Just for the
whole car.
Just for the car, about $100,000. That's a motor in it.
How much is just the motor?
About 40.
30.
Yeah, those dirt cars, they have some really, really powerful engines. You're talking 700, 800
Richard
horsepower.
Childers and those guys are in that.
Is
Are
that
starting
over
to get in.
off of John Sevier? Is that where they get their motors?
The guys talking to got something from Richard Childers.
Richard Childers?
Yeah, they're big in, him and his grandsons are big in dirt track.
Wow.
Yeah, oh yeah. Listen, see, all the
I think-
NASCAR guys started mainly down in
Right.
the dirt or
Right.
or like him running on asphalt, and they come up and they come from there and they go to a series like he's running in, or then they jump, because he said, ARCA would be someplace he'd like to go.
Right.
That's the next series up. There's a lot of ARCA events that belly up with the NASCAR events, like at Talladega, they'll run ARCA. Sometimes at Charlotte, they'll run ARCA. Daytona, they run ARCA before as the week of Speed Weeks is
So
kicking
build
off.
up.
It's a build-up. That's a stepping stone to go from ARCA. You go usually from ARCA to the Truck Series, and from the Truck Series to the Nationwide Series, or the Xfinity Series now, and then you hope that you get that big ride.
See,
and
I
you're
told
up
you I
to
had
the-
an expert here.
Well, no, I just know a little bit about that. I don't have an expert about that. I'm not an
he's-
expert about
he's,
it. I love NASCAR, but it's got too expensive for the common folks, and it's just like this is a family operation here. As the guy told me about the dirt track, Mom and Pop can't do it no more. You can't come and run on Saturday night and be competitive or even try to break even. There's no way, because you're looking at trailers that's coming in. I don't know what you pull your car with. You got a big enclosed trailer?
We do have enclosed trailers.
Like a NASCAR trailer?
No, sir.
And I seen
They'll
if
come
there
in there
was-
with tractor trailers, just like
just
the
like
Cup
NASCAR,
boys.
just like NASCAR. See, that's expensive. I mean,
What you need to
can-
do, over in Clinton's, borrow the band's 18-wheeler.
Yeah, they got one.
for Friday night.
Friday
Hey,
night.
hey, you know, and
Band just take the band.
just
Let's
lease
sponsorship
that from
for the band.
Yeah, lease
Yeah.
that from them for the weekend. Give them a little money, and you could be showing out, driving up through.
Now,
there in
you
a big
being from Clinton,
18-wheeler.
and we was talking about there's some new owners going to be at the Chevrolet store there. You need to go up and hook up. Maybe Rusty Wallace give you
Hey,
a few hints.
we'd be all about
What
getting
do
some
you,
advice.
So if you have a wreck, it really sets you back. Huh?
It can. We got in the wall last year at Nashville, our first time there, and Nashville's a really high-speed racetrack compared to what we're used to, and did a little bit of damage to the frame. But we, took a couple weeks off and just kind of took our time getting the car back together and got it put back together pretty good. And it's ran well.
What's your average speed at Nashville?
I think at the end of the straightaway, it's probably around 140, 135.
Wow.
And I'd say average is somewhere between 90 and 100. I mean, we slow down a little bit in the turns.
They don't have no safer barriers down there, do they?
No,
So that's
there's
a
no
little-
safer barriers. And luckily, when we hit the wall, we didn't hit it very hard. It could have been a lot worse. So
You do a Hans device and all that?
we do. We run a Hans device, fire suit, and the helmet, just like all the NASCAR guys.
So that's
gotta have it
that's
all.
faster than they run at Bristol, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Bristol's about
Bristol's about-
79, 80,
It's
85.
about one something.
Oh,
It's
is
about
it?
one,
Yeah.
120.
That's why.
Yeah,
that's
we've
why I
got
refer
we've
to
got a
my
pretty long
expert
straightaway.
in here. See,
Bristol's not got along too much of a straightaway, and he's racing on a track. What is that?
What 5/8 mile?
5/8
So it's a little
mile.
bit bigger
It's
than
a little bit
Bristol.
bigger in Bristol, so they can get a little speed up there. So that's what I want to know, if you'd hit the wall in it, because I'm sure they ain't got the safer barriers, because think about hitting it. If
Have
you
you,
hit it at 100 miles an hour, it's gonna hurt.
have you taken some pretty good spills?
We've had a couple decent spills. Knock on wood.
Did you
we
wreck a
haven't had any in a
go-kart
while.
any?
Yeah, my worst one was in a go-kart. We got upside down and ended up in the hospital. So
I would say
That's
so,
no
because
fun.
there's no protection in a
yeah,
go-kart.
there's no roll bars.
That wasn't any fun, was it?
No, it wasn't fun. We try and avoid the wrecks as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm sure Dad would like for you to avoid them too, because when you hit, like you said, it took a couple. You notice he said it took a couple weeks. Dad might have wanted it to take a couple weeks so he wouldn't wreck again, maybe.
Yeah, that's so now once you've moved up, it's probably hard to go back to dirt racing, isn't it?
It is. Now that we're in the cars, full-size cars, I really enjoy it. But if there's a day that we can't do it anymore, I enjoy
Just climb
I
into a
enjoy the
car and race.
go-karts, dirt, whatever it is. I just love racing. So
Now obviously, there comes a time, I guess, like in any athlete's career, when that window is closed and there's nothing else to do. But I'm sure you don't rely on racing for
Right.
a livelihood.
That's correct. Early on, my goal was to become a NASCAR driver, and you start realizing the amount of money that it takes to get to a point like that.
A lot of luck.
A lot of luck. I mean, a lot of luck. And then, everything else. So I went to the University of Tennessee and got a degree in mechanical engineering. I have a
What
good
you talking
job
about?
right
You
now
got
in the
nothing to worry about.
automotive field.
What's Dad? Well, he's not worried about anything over there, huh?
Dad said you need to get a job. You
Yeah,
can start
yeah.
when it says we need a set of tires. Go ahead and
Yeah.
put it on your credit
Oh,
card.
yeah.
Or go ahead and you get the cash
So
out.
does-
Because I would say the racing, whatever the tires are now, but they take cash only probably.
But when you're behind that wheel, though, at 140 miles an hour, there's not much time to calculate from an engineering standpoint the gaps and everything.
No,
right?
there's not. A lot of that's feel, and sometimes the engineering probably helps us, and sometimes it probably hurts us trying to overanalyze things that we shouldn't.
Who set your car up for you? You set it up, or do you have a crew?
I do.
Who's your crew chief? You got a crew chief?
I guess it's between me and a couple of the guys, me and my dad, and then one of our other guys that helps us, Brian. But what we'll do is I'll do the majority of the setup work. Dad does almost all of the body work. So at Nashville, he's very important because it's such a fast track. The aerodynamics play a lot.
Aerodynamics, got to keep the body on there straight and slick.
So, Dad's got to help out for that. And then also, his job is very important being the spotter.
And the tire guy over there now plays a little bit of role in this. Your tire guy's got to be.
That's right, because the tires are the only thing that touches the racetrack.
Are you
That's
limited
right.
to how many tires you can take?
We can only run 4 in the race, unless you have a flat. You're pretty much limited to only 4 tires.
That's just a cost saving measure.
Right.
What they're doing, it's a cost saving measure, and that's in some of those series that I said that you progress to. They got the same thing. You're only allowed so many set of tires that you can run during a time, and that's even in the Xfinity series. You only got a certain amount of tires.
How many fans will Nashville draw?
I don't know the exact number, but they almost fill the stands up.
Do they?
I mean, there's a very good crowd at the fairgrounds. It seems very popular. I know they've had over the past couple of years some issues with politics trying to get rid of the fairgrounds speedway.
Trying to close it down a couple times, but
Because of the new one?
no,
Well,
that's
no.
just to close the fairgrounds. Period. So
Yeah, they want to put in housing developments, but every time everybody's stepped up and came to bat for the fairgrounds.
Have you been to the 840 Speedway? The new one?
I have been there for at the time it was nationwide race, and it's a nice facility. It's a shame that it's just sitting there.
Now, is there a possibility that you could get to the nationwide series?
It's hard to say without the luck and all the funding that it would take, but
here's what he needs, and he knows what he needs to do. I guarantee you he can tell us. He needs to win some races.
winning some races would help.
He needs to catch somebody's attention, or he needs for somebody to be standing there in the pits, see him do something, get him in the ARCA series.
So it's like football recruiting.
It is.
Somebody comes to watch somebody
that's
else,
how, and
they
that's
see.
how he'll become. You win a couple, and somebody repeats your name
Like
to
Bloomquist
somebody.
on the dirt side.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Rumors the guy that's made a living on the dirt track series side and never, for some reason, had difficulties trying to get back today in the Busch series and everything else, and run Busch series a little bit, and could have been in there and should have been in there, but
Had
So
some
now-
other issues.
had some other issues.
So now, is there a big purse difference in winning and second?
Not a whole lot, but it doesn't pay a whole lot
Doesn't
to
pay.
begin with. But if
So
you can
every
go
race
to the
isn't a
racetrack,
$10,000 race?
No,
most of them
ours-
might be
ours-
$1,500 might
yeah,
be it.
ours aren't
How
even
much?
that much.
1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it
There's-
costs me
there's
that
no
much
money
for
making.
Quinter to just go just for food and motel rooms.
Yeah, it would.
I mean that. I mean,
in fact, I need to
when
get a
send
check.
him-
I need to get a check or some cash for him. So I'm going this Saturday. So you've heard him say, "Give me some money." I'll be calling you.
No, I didn't say I was
when he
going to
does.
give you some. I said it takes that much.
Yeah, but see, there
It
you go.
takes
It
that
takes that much.
Hold
So you're
him to
learning
it.
real quick.
So, so I could. I mean, if I
Yeah,
was to
listen.
sponsor him driving, I'd
you
be
noticed,
in the
I
hole.
don't know if you were sitting right over there, and you noticed he opened up. We talked about the St. Jude golf tournament. He said it's probably the 16th or 17th. I guarantee they got some new shirts this year. They had to pay for them. He didn't buy one because he's got the 14th one on. He said it still looks pretty good. That's why he didn't get one that's got 16th annual if it's 16th annual, okay? I know him like a book. I'm telling you.
Well, that's-
Glad you're here tonight.
That's
and
sort of.
it's sort of exciting to and I've got, I mean, like I said, I got some buddies that do the dirt track stuff. Stacy, I can't think of Stacy's last name. I went blank here. Has trucking place. It's on J.D. Yarnell Industrial Parkway. What is his name? Leroy Van helps him. I went blank. He's a big dirt track star. He's got Billy Ogle drive. He's got 2 cars right now. Billy Ogle drives one of them.
Really?
Seen Billy driving it a couple Saturdays ago down at Smoky Mountain. So I can't think of Stacy's last name. He used to own Advanced Transmission. Man, I can't think of his name. I went blank. I won't say it's Bowles, but I don't know if that's right.
I mean,
or
you
not.
want us to take a commercial break while you try to think
No,
of his name?
I
Huh?
don't want you to take a break. I'm just talking about him. I mean, there's not many people that can race. Just for what I said a while ago about it's expensive. You got to have some. I mean, he's told us you got to have some sponsorship and some luck.
Yep.
Well,
I wish him luck. I hope he wins one.
Since you've come on the locker room here with BBB Communications, you'll probably have some calls for sponsorship.
I really hope
tomorrow.
so. That would be awesome. We'd love to have you on board, help out on the race car.
And what does it cost to have your name put on the car?
Well, we're very flexible. We can work with anything.
Not real big, not real big letters. But
we can work with any budget. Anything helps. We're open to product sponsors or financial sponsors.
I wouldn't care at all to send a case of Gatorade down there.
Hey, we go through a lot of Gatorade. We do, and water.
Yeah, but the body man sitting over there and the tire man sitting over there thinking, hey, we need some body work done. We need some tires.
Yeah.
The tire man's saying, you already told him he's the most important guy. That's the only thing that touches the ground.
He'll be wanting to raise.
He'll be wanting to raise.
You said the wrong thing, man. He's already figuring over there 25% increase in his salary, and so you probably said,
Won't be hurting.
Couple.
25% or nothing, right?
Well, yeah, but he's Well, they can't really get you now. Mechanical engineer now. You got to engineer them, can't you?
How many years? The series you're in right now, is this your first year in it? First full-time?
This is our first full-time year at Nashville. We ran 3 last year with one little hiccup, but it's going to be our first full season at the fairgrounds, and right now we're sitting second in the points.
How many races will you run there total?
8 this year. They race once a month until November, I believe.
And then they have a points championship. You said you're sitting right there right now. Okay.
Yep.
How far behind are you?
12 or 13
So, I mean,
points,
it's
but we try not to
then,
pay. Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're still very early in the season. We're still learning the racetrack. I mean, those guys.
You said
have
you got
senior
excited and wore your right rear tire out. Did you learn from that?
Yeah, I learned. I got to be a lot more patient. Taking the lead, I got excited, and we've struggled here recently, and it's been a long time since we've led a race. So, get excited and get a little carried away. And
now, what happens to make you wear that right rear out?
Just leaning on the tire too much, running it in too deep into the turns. Getting on the gas a little too early because it feels good. It's sticking.
How big a lead did you have when you were doing all this?
5 or 6 car lengths. It wasn't a lot.
So you
it wasn't a lot.
Be doing all that.
Well,
he's got to be smooth.
You
got to be smooth. Got to get the car set.
You got to listen to.
Got to hit them points.
He was saying, "Give me all you got."
Oh, well, then it's his fault. Then it's his fault. Then
blame it on Dad. Hey, give me all you got. Give me all you got.
No wonder him and the tire man are sitting
He's probably saying, "Don't abuse the tires. Don't abuse the tires now.
Yeah.
They're gonna go. They're gonna go."
You need to have the tire man with the microphone.
He might be one spot for it to you. Don't be abusing them tires up.
Yeah.
Does one side on your and I'm sure I only run a short time at Nashville. Does one side, and this might be a question for the tire guy. He might answer it better than you, but you probably know. Does one side go away quicker than the other? Is it the right side more? The rights will go away quicker there than the left. So
right, because you're leaning on them.
You're leaning on them in the turns
always
harder
making
down.
left-hand turns.
That's right. Theoretically, sometimes you got to catch it.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Let's go racing, boys.
But that's great, and
Stacy Bowles is that guy's name.
And if anybody did want to help you out, how they get in touch with you?
You can contact us on Facebook under Paul Nogradi Racing. You can send us a message on there.
Junior.
Paul Nogradi Jr. But it's just Paul Nogradi Racing on Facebook.
So he wants when it comes. When it comes to sponsors, it's okay for seniors.
How they introduce you at the race? Will they say Junior?
They just say Junior.
All right.
But I'll leave my information with you guys, and if anybody would like to get in touch with us, feel free to give.
Because I'm sure
Channel 12 a
my
call.
NASCAR man here, he knows the right people, and he's got. He knows the right guys with checkbooks, and that's what you're interested in.
Man, you just I just told him, and I didn't have to tell him. He already knew what I was going to say. He's got to win some races. You've got to catch some eyes, and that's how you get it. And he knows that.
Well, but he just needs some help from you though, trying to get to the checkered flag.
I've already told him where I would go first.
He needs to go to the checkered flag.
He does, and it takes, unfortunately, it takes money, and it takes big money. I don't care if you're running down on a small or if you're where you're at. It takes the more
Well,
you
you can
go
go to
up.
these little dirt tracks and see that.
Like I told you.
Like these guys that show
I
up.
seen them the other night down there pulling them trailers in. You ain't talking them little. You ain't talking a trailer or an open air trailer behind it that's got the tire rack on top. The car sitting in there. That's gone. They're out of here now.
That's
It's
called
infused.
a redneck racing.
Yeah, redneck racing. Redneck racing ain't no more now. It is big time.
Your car looks like the shiny and looks really sharp and all that.
What
real
brands do you
painted.
run? What do you run? Ford, Chevrolet. What do you run?
Chevrolet.
There you go.
Now, when you say Ford and Chevrolet,
It's just the front end. It's a front
all
clip part.
it all looks the
body.
same. It's just sheet metal.
It's the front clip part.
Yeah, the front body, and then you've got all your suspension design as well.
Okay.
Chevrolet.
You're running see now what NASCAR's tried to do is to make their cars look like what sits on the showroom floor.
Right.
That way, when you win on Sunday,
Which they used to do.
When you win on Sunday, you sell on Monday. That's their theory behind it, and that's why it's such
So
a
do you
big
get
thing.
any help from your car sponsors there because you've chosen Chevrolet? Ford?
No, we actually run a Dodge body. And there for a while, we did have some help from
Under
Secret
a Chevrolet
City.
name?
Well, we used to run a Dodge engine, and we had some unfortunate situation with it, and we lost it at the first of the year. Had some issues, but right now we're running a Chevrolet engine, and it's doing good so far.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you being up here.
All right.
It's always nice to hear local folks, and hear their success, and I guess the biggest thing is that you were smart enough to go ahead and get your degree and fall back on that and race for fun now. It takes a lot of
Hey,
pressure.
do me a favor. Send your schedule down here to Brad.
I will.
Send the schedule down here because I might pop in Nashville one night.
That'd be great. We'd love to have you guys come on down.
Oh, that'll
No,
cost
he
me.
won't come,
Oh,
but I'll
gosh,
come.
that'll
Me and my
cost
brother love racing.
Oh, now you and your brother both have got to feed them both now.
Yeah, that's right. And my son
that's
probably
okay.
too. He's a whole lot bigger than me. So, hey, good luck, okay?
Velma, I feel the big one.
If you don't mind, can I thank all my people?
Go for it, man.
I'd like to thank Atomic Speed Shop, Little Nicky's New York Pizza in Solway, Atomic Performance, and all the guys that help us. My dad, Scott Nogradi, Rick Gann, our tire guy, Brian Patterson, Bobby Mitchell, and my longtime girlfriend, Hillary Fellers, for all the help that she's given me over the years.
Gosh, Sharon, this is going to be a biography here.
Oh, he ain't got this. He's going.
What you're supposed to say was, the Chevrolet, the number 28 Chevrolet would like to
What
thank
number
you.
are you? What's the number?
02.
02.
I've also got to thank my mom, Kathy,
you go.
for all the help she's
Yeah, you
given me
better
over
throw
the
mom in there.
But she probably packed some sandwiches for you boys to eat along the way, doesn't
She
she?
takes care of us at the racetrack.
Yeah.
Man, good luck. I hope you get that. I hope you get what you're chasing.
Thank you very much.
I sure do.
Appreciate it. Thank you for
And I
having me
guarantee you, Trevor Bain never got to sit in on live television like this before he made the big time.
No, he did.
And one other person that's helped us out a lot over the years, we wouldn't be here without him, is Howard Moon. He's helped us a lot, and thank him for everything he's done for us.
All right, man.
So for $100, can you get on the car?
Well, no, we can't
We
get on
can
the
get you
car
on
for
the car.
$100. Lord,
Yeah,
have
we
mercy.
can make it happen.
Well, yeah, put him up underneath the car then for $100.
Appreciate you.
Cheap as
Thank
he
you for
is.
having us.
Appreciate you.
Good luck, man. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back following these words.
What makes Reno stand apart from the competition? Reason number one, personal service. Whether you come in or call in and place an order, our experienced staff knows your sport and your school, and we'll help make your purchase easier. Reno Sporting Goods.
When kids in Rockwood are hungry, they come to Kids Cafe. Every Monday from 5 to 6:30 at Rockwood Housing Authority. Kids Cafe offers food and friendship for kids aged 3 to 18. Kids Cafe always needs volunteers to provide, prepare, and serve meals. If your community group, church, or neighborhood organization is interested in helping feed Rockwood's children by providing on-site food preparation, serving, or making a cash donation, please call Jennifer Watson at 865-354-9841. The doors are open at Kids Cafe, Mondays from 5 to 6:30 at Rockwood Housing Authority, 320 Carpenter Street, just off North Chamberlain Avenue.
Oh, hey, bud. Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
I've been meaning to ask you, is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
your skin. If you're a man over 50, you're in the group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the cancer that kills one person every hour. Check your skin for suspicious or changing spots. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out what to look for. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. We treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Harriman and Rockwood.
Drownings are a leading cause of death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Always watch them in and around water. Properly fence all pools and stay away from drains. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more. Because you never know which pool safety step will save a life until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
You demand good old-fashioned service from your pharmacy, and at Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood, we not only give you great hometown service, but we treat you like our family. Live and Let Live Drugstore is now your source for great candy by the pound, too. Live and Let Live is also a great place for Time and Again candles and wax burner, Elizabeth Arden cosmetics and fragrances, Walter Powell hand-carved birds, and Contented Heart handmade soaps, lip balms, herbal teas, and more. We also have great gift baskets that can be made to order.
Visit us at Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood. Let us be your hometown pharmacy.
The Oak Ridge Rowing Association is a local nonprofit organization. Its membership includes rowers and rowing enthusiasts whose goal is to promote the sport of rowing. The boathouse and its beautiful venue located on Melton Hill Lake attracts tens of thousands of rowers every year from all across the globe. Aura teaches a variety of classes including Learn to Row, high school, and master's programs. With something for everyone ages 12 to 112, Aura encourages you to come try this awesome sport today.
Since 1987, Reno's has been providing East Tennessee with superior uniforms and equipment. With in-house screen printing and monogramming, we provide professional custom gear for athletes, coaches, and supporters. Reno's Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
Well, moving on up, buddy. Sponsoring the race car now.
Oh, man.
Moving on up.
I'm not going to even. I'll wait till
now I know how the big boys feel.
Yeah.
Racer
Yeah,
now.
you know how they feel, all right. Yeah, you know how they feel.
You don't reckon he'll come back and want more, do you?
Yeah, he will. And I hope he does. And I'm glad you gave me your phone number.
Don't tell my wife now I've sponsored a race car.
Yeah, I'm telling her.
No, don't tell my wife.
Well, I'm fixing to come down there and have lunch with her one day, and I'm gonna
tell her I'm into racing now.
Yeah, you're into you're into racing. He seen just how cheap you were in that.
I thought I made a pretty good deal. I mean, I thought he.
Yeah, you did. You made a really good deal. He got messed over on it.
Well, but he's got to take a little chance.
But I will say, I wish him all the luck in the world. He's it's sort of like going to the NFL or NBA or Major League Baseball.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of luck.
There's not many. It doesn't happen to many. And there's a lot of people.
Get smaller and smaller toward the top, don't they?
Listen, you know that it's when you got somebody that has had a NASCAR career like Rusty Wallace. Let's take him, for instance. And his son starts racing and comes up and done pretty good, and he puts him in at the time, I forgot what the series was. It's an Xfinity series now. And he just can't, the sponsorship's not there, and he's just not going, he has to get out of it and sell everything because it's just so much money. We don't really know. You can hear some figures about running NASCAR, with the big boys, and you hear figures that just really will blow your mind away, like $40 million.
I was going to say, isn't it close to $1 million a weekend?
You hear like $40 million to have a team and to do it for a year. $40 million.
Just shows you what these sponsors are paying for their name on the NASCAR.
They're paying huge bucks, and sure, when you've got teams that are winning on Sunday or Saturday.
How many times, if you're a sponsor, that's about 4-hour racing. How many times do you see your name?
Well, see, if you're up front, you see your name a lot, or if you're wrecking a lot, they're talking about you. But there has to be something to this, that when Toyota wants in the series, and you have to think, well, why would Toyota want the series? Because Ford and
'Cause
Chevrolet
you're
and
competing,
Dodge
the
at
people
the
you're
time.
competing with.
Right. So you're competing with them, and you're trying. You're wanting that. Like I said, win on Sunday, sell on Monday, and you're trying to do that. I mean, it was so bad that Dodge got out. They finally said, "Hey, we can't play no more.
I mean,
we're
you
getting
start,
out."
You know, you're the world's #1 car maker, and you're not in the NASCAR series.
I'm saying there's money in it. And
Volkswagen will be the next one that'll.
well, it very well could be. I mean, you could laugh at it today and say, "Well, boy, you're really crazy talking that." No, I think people laughed at it back in the day and said, "Well, just look at Jack Roush. He fought hard. He fought hard to keep Toyota out, and they've done everything in their power to try to keep them down when they're down, and they just can't do it. I mean,
Toyota had a hard time breaking in,
and they did. Yeah, it had a very hard time getting into series.
Well, I'm saying when they got in.
When they got,
it took a long time.
It took a long time to get in. So, you
and
got a lot.
Look what Richard Petty did for Dodge now. I mean, since Petty's left,
and now Dodge is out. They're not even sponsoring the car in it. But here's what I know about. Here's what I can tell you about NASCAR fans. I think NASCAR fans are some of the loyalest people in the world. If you're sponsoring them, if you're sponsoring them, they're gonna buy your merchandise.
That's right.
There used to be a company that would show up to the racetrack and they never went. I just couldn't see buying it. I don't want to buy nothing from those people. If you're gonna be at the racetrack, be on a car somewhere. You don't have to.
Sort of like I feel.
Yeah, sort of like
why
you
I jumped on a
No,
car.
I ain't gonna tell people what you've done.
That's sort of why I jumped on a car.
I'm gonna have to call the old boy tonight, and I get home and say I apologize.
Well,
I'm gonna have to go give some sponsorship now to make up for what you done.
I felt his pain and I responded.
Yeah. Well,
I responded.
Man.
I'll be calling Nashville next week and telling them to be looking for the Ron Berry insurance card.
Well, you'll probably call your son, have him and your grandson to run down there.
Oh yeah, tell him
Brad,
son,
Brad, run down there and check it out.
Get down there and see the Ron Berry insurance car.
Yeah.
Second place in points, by the way.
I hope he put your name on that car, and you have to have a magnifying glass to see it.
Oh no, he won't do that.
Yeah.
He won't do that.
Yeah. I'd put it up underneath the car.
A lot of things winding down sports-wise. A lot of things starting up. Oak Ridge, Rockwood, both having spring football practice right now as we speak. This is when you get a lot of stuff done. This is the important time of the football season is now and July.
Yeah, you've only got a week or two of school left, and now you'll start, and get into that and be getting ready for passing league, and then you'll have a little dead period coming up here that'll come along, and really, I don't know how many weeks it is away before the football season starts, but it's close.
Well, it's only 123 days till Tennessee starts.
It is close.
So if it's 123 till Tennessee starts, and they don't start till first weekend in September. Now we're starting the second week in August. So that 123 is probably could be very easily be, about 110, 112.
Have we got a schedule yet?
Working on it.
Working on it. Ain't got it done yet.
Yeah, working on it.
Hey, that's our MO around here is high school football. We love it, but
I thought you was going to say working on it.
Working on it. About 15 weeks, Herschel said.
I mean, and that's what it's all about.
Hey, I know we miss occasionally here. We don't miss a lot, but occasionally maybe you won't miss. But we've really been at this since last August.
Yeah.
Every Friday night and every Wednesday night.
That's right.
So we're due a little break, but
and we'll get us one.
We'll get us one coming up here next month.
Take off June.
Take off month June, but it's hard to believe that another year's in the books.
Well, it is.
And now when you talked about Long there not playing tennis, I bet he's hard to deal with because he's pretty quick. I bet he can scat all over the tennis court.
Well, and
I'm glad to see him play tennis.
That's what I was going to say is that what's really refreshing is to see these guys that work all the time and really don't have a lot of opportunities to try to pick up new things. So it's good to see that.
I bet there's not many high school football players that play tennis.
No,
they probably run track. Do they have track at Rockwood?
Don't have track. No. Harriman used to have a track team, and that was the only track team in the county. But there's either you play baseball or most of those guys, especially now their senior year, they're through.
Does Rockwood have boys soccer?
Yes.
They do?
Yes. But see, but that's played in the spring, so you've always had spring football practice. And soccer's a little different. You know, although it's a great sport to get you in shape with, but it's just nice to see guys like old Drake do something that he'll be able to be able to play for a long time.
If you had told me that he's a tennis player, we'd have fought, because I'm glad he does. And I know we don't. What I'm fixing to ask you about, we don't talk much about this here because it's the NFL. What'd you think about the report today about
Deflategate?
That Tom Brady's really. I mean, I think everybody thought that anyway, but he's refused to cooperate on some things. He wouldn't let him have his phone to do get some of the tech stuff. He refused to do that. So, you know, I think he's fixing to get a big suspension.
Wow, he'll take his little card out and throw it away and get another card, won't he?
Well, it's already over with now. He's already done. He's already said no. I think he's fixing to get. No, I think Tom Brady's fixing to get suspended.
I don't know if he'll get suspended, but he'll get fined. You know, and they'll lose some draft picks.
I won't be surprised if Tom Brady don't get suspended, and I'm gonna say it right now: 8 games. And
but how will they put him in the middle of it?
They've already got him.
The organization. Well, but the organization.
They've already got him in the middle of it.
But they've got him in the middle because he's the quarterback.
No, they've got him in the middle because the two guys that handled it said we got to do it. This is what Tom wants, and they've got their text messages to him.
But still. There's a lot of proof that still has to say, you know, just because they said it.
Don't try to defend him.
Oh, I'm not going to defend him. I'm saying I think they're going to get some.
Now, would he get 8 games? No, probably not. No. He'll get anywhere from 6 to 4 games.
I just think what they'll do is
he's messing with the integrity of the game.
They'll fine him. You know, they'll fine him $250,000.
And let's do this right now. Let's put an asterisk beside that name for this last Super Bowl.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
That's me.
No.
I think that.
What would you put an asterisk by his name?
Maybe if he doesn't have the deflated footballs, he doesn't win that game to get in there.
That game wasn't close.
No matter.
That game wasn't close.
You don't cheat to win, Barry.
Now, if it had been in the Super Bowl,
you don't cheat.
Then you may have an
asterisk. If they hadn't have caught him in that game, it would have been in the Super Bowl.
I don't know.
How long's he been doing it? They changed the. Here's something that's funny, okay? They changed the rules. They changed the rules for Tom Brady. The rule is known as the Tom Brady rule about the footballs.
About the flexibility?
But, yeah, how do you get the balls and stuff? They changed that rule for him. It's the Tom Brady rule. And then he's saying that, well, I didn't realize I don't know what the maximum, minimum is. He's going to say that? Bull. Let's call bull where bull is.
But that's not really for him to determine, is it?
Yeah, he can determine. He can be anywhere from 12
what
something.
What I'm saying is that's where the ball boys. Where their discretion
he gets the
should
balls
be.
And gets them ready, and then they take the balls and take them to the referees. And they said, and that one referee said, in my 19 years of doing this, I've never had the footballs disappear like they did in a bathroom for 1 minute and 40 seconds. I think never in 1 minute and 40 seconds.
So who was counting?
Who was counting?
Yeah, I mean, how does he know it was 1 minute and 40 seconds?
I guess he timed it.
Oh, now, why would you time it?
I don't know. I don't have any idea.
That's what I'm saying.
He said 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying.
Maybe he looked at his watch and it's 1 minute and 40 seconds. I don't have any idea. Yeah. Now you don't get the rules changed in your name and say you don't know them.
So I guess what I'm hearing you say now is Tom Brady, in your books now, will be below Peyton Manning.
Yeah, if he's cheated, he is. Yeah. He won't be much below him. He's down there with the rest of them.
Yeah. Two best quarterbacks have ever played the game, and that's okay.
Well, not if you cheat.
He didn't cheat.
Not if you cheat.
He didn't cheat.
Not if you cheat.
No, he didn't cheat.
You know, let's just look at the baseball situation. Let's compare this here. Got some really good baseball players, and in their latter part of their careers, they get tied up in this doping stuff.
Growth hormone?
Yeah, growth hormones, steroids, and whatever else. I mean, they've put them out to pasture. I mean, it's the same thing. They cheated to get an advantage. Tom Brady had the balls deflated.
A whole lot of difference.
Tom Brady, and here's what they were saying on ESPN. I know it is. It's a little bit different, but still, cheating's cheating. Whether you do it that way or another way, it's still cheating. They said today that that the balls were deflated. They didn't need to be deflated in Union. It was 51 degrees that day.
That's my point.
That's the point. Why would you do it?
Well,
because that's probably the only way you can throw the football. You got to have it so you can get that grip.
I'm going to reserve judgment till they prove.
They've done proved it.
No, they haven't.
And what's
proved
the
it
owner
yet.
done said?
They haven't
What's
approved
the
it
owner
yet.
done said? What's Kraft done said? We will take. Not that I agree with it. Right. We will take whatever punishment and fines the NFL does. We will take it.
Well, that's because he got on there the Super Bowl week and said, I want an apology.
And he didn't get it, did he?
Well, no, he didn't.
And Tom Brady got on there and said he didn't have nothing to do with it.
And he probably did.
And he did.
I can.
Well, the report says he did.
Well,
Barry.
Let's wait and see when the report.
It's already out.
Okay. And
300 pages of it.
And so, if that's the case, then they should be able to. First of all, not only should they get Tom Brady, they'll get the ball boys.
Oh, I'd say the ball boys are gone.
Ball
probably
boys,
already.
well, not only gone, but let's do the same thing with them. They're the ones that cheated.
I think they're
the ones.
I think they're fired. Man.
They're the ones that cheated.
Already gone. Ball boy and some assistant, whatever they talk
Tom
about
Brady
them.
didn't actually do it. The boys did it.
For Tom Brady.
Well, but that's he.
But anyway, beside the point.
See, that's where you get into a lot of hearsay.
Our Cubs have been playing pretty good.
And they've got an opportunity right now. They're playing, they're playing St. Louis. St. Louis with a 5-game lead. They've got a chance, if they can win 2 or 3 games, tighten this thing up right off the bat.
Playing pretty good,
Oh yeah, they're playing good.
Playing pretty good, aren't
And
they?
the Smokies have been a big part of that, sending some kids up.
Yeah, they got a bunch up there. Yeah, they do. They sure do.
So it's interesting and fun. Again, I've invited you 2 or 3 times, for us to go up and watch the Cubs play.
Cubs are St. Louis right now. We can't go.
Well, I'm just saying in Chicago.
Let's wait till it warms up a little bit before we go to Chicago.
It costs more then.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's let it cost more then. My God. Hey, Herschel, get us out of here. Lord have mercy.
We can go, Southwest Airlines, $49 now,
Yeah, okay.
Huh?
I have to pay it for myself.
Have to leave at 3 o'clock in the morning and come back at 1, but that's okay.
Miss the game. Don't even get to see you. Went to see the Cubs play. They didn't play to 3 o'clock. You had to catch a flight at 1, though.
No. Guys, there'll still be some regional baseball and softball games out. Soccer still being played, so get out and let's support these local teams down to the stretch, and football's just around the corner, so get fired up, get ready, and we'll be back here next week. Have a great week.
What makes Reno stand apart from the competition? Reason number 1, personal service. Whether you come in or call in and place an order, our experienced staff knows your sport and your school, and we'll help make your purchase easier. Reno Sporting Goods.
When kids in Rockwood are hungry, they come to Kids Cafe. Every Monday from 5 to 6:30 at Rockwood Housing Authority. Kids Cafe offers food and friendship for kids aged 3 to 18. Kids Cafe always needs volunteers to provide, prepare, and serve meals. If your community group, church, or neighborhood organization is interested in helping feed Rockwood's children by providing on-site food preparation, serving, or making a cash donation, please call Jennifer Watson at 865-354-9841. The doors are open at Kids Cafe, Mondays from 5 to 6:30 at Rockwood Housing Authority, 320 Carpenter Street, just off North Chamberlain Avenue.
Oh, hey, bud. Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
I've been meaning to ask you, is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
You'd do anything to take care of that spot on your lawn. So why not take care of that spot on your skin? If you're a man over 50, you're in the group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the cancer that kills 1 person every hour. Check your skin for suspicious or changing spots. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out what to look for. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We buy it on the spot and we pay you a lot. We treat you like family